Welcome everyone to our discussion today. I'm Farah Williams, the director of the IEA program. We're talking today about how the IEA program and Able Tennessee work together for your students. Thank you for sending us your questions in this area. We've posed them to our colleagues at Able Tennessee. Some of the people you may already know from calling in to get assistance as you navigate the Able Tennessee program. I want to welcome Lakeisha and Julie and ask them to introduce themselves to our group. Lakeisha, Julie.
Hello, I'm Julie Howes, Operations Manager with Able Tennessee, and I'm happy to be a part of today's presentation, and I look forward to answering many of your questions.
Thank you, Julie. I am Lakeisha Page, Director of the Able Tennessee program. Thank you for inviting us to join you today, Farah, to share information about Able Tennessee with IEA participants. To date, there are approximately 140 participants in the IEA program who have selected Able Tennessee as a qualified distribution type each quarter. So what is Able Tennessee? Able accounts are designed to help people set aside money to pay for expenses associated with their disability and enhance their quality of life. A person can only have one Able account at a time. To be eligible to open an Able Tennessee account, one's disability must have occurred prior to their 26th birthday. They must be a Tennessee resident at the time the account is established, and they must certify that they qualify for an Able account based on the fact that they receive SSI, SSDI, or by disability certification. Disability certification means a certification that the individual has a medically determinable physical or mental impairment which results in a marked and severe functional limitation and which can be expected to result in death, or which has lasted or can be expected to last for a continuous period of not less than 12 months. Or it is blindness within the meaning of Section 1614A(2) of the Social Security Act. It also includes a copy of the individual's diagnosis relating to the individual's relevant impairment or impairments signed by a qualified physician. The individual is not required to provide the signed disability certification to the program. They simply certify under penalty of perjury that they are eligible to open an Able Tennessee account. Several individuals with disability depend on public benefits for income, health care, food, and housing assistance. However, prior to the passage of the ABLE Act in 2014, individuals were not empowered to save because they could not have more than $2,000 in cash savings, such as checking and savings accounts, and some retirement funds to qualify for many of those benefits. An ABLE account allows individuals to save well beyond the $2,000 resource limit, up to $100,000, without impacting eligibility for SSI, Medicaid, and means-tested programs such as FAFSA, HUD, and SNAP or food stamps benefits. Additionally, money saved in an ABLE account can supplement benefits provided through private insurance, Medicaid, SSI, employment, and other resources. ABLE plans are required to report all contributions and withdrawals for all ABLE accounts to the Social Security Administration each month. Administered by the Department of Treasury, Able Tennessee is the state of Tennessee's ABLE program that aims to help you maintain independence and quality of life by enabling these individuals with disability to save and invest for short-term and long-term disability expenses. As shared at the beginning, I'm the director of the Able Tennessee team, but we cannot offer the program to you without the excellent work of our client services team, our leadership, support areas, and our record-keeping partner. One question is, can you explain more about how Able Tennessee is supposed to be an investment account? With Able Tennessee, you can establish the account, or one can establish the account and contribute money into investment options. The money can potentially grow in value over time. The growth or earnings is tax-free when used to cover expenses related to a person's disability. Our experienced investment team in the Department of Treasury has compiled a wide range of investment options to meet a person's needs. whether a person's saving for long-term needs or short-term needs, one can choose one or more investment options based on when the funds will be needed in the future and your comfort level with risk. The money contributed into an ABLE account must be deposited into one or more of the 15 investment options offered by the Able Tennessee program. There are 7 growth options, 1 balanced option, and 7 conservative investment options. While more growth-oriented or aggressive investment options have the potential for higher return, they also can leave a person more vulnerable to the ups and downs of the investment marketplace. On the flip side, conservative investment options are considered less risky but may cause one to miss out on the opportunity for greater investment opportunities. You can select the option or options that best meets the goals, risk tolerance, and the timeline for that individual with a disability. To learn more about the investment options, visit our website at abletn.gov. Each investment option has a small fee associated with the cost of it that includes the amount the program must pay for mutual funds that's part of the investment option and the amount Able Tennessee collects to help defray the cost to the state of Tennessee for offering the Able Tennessee program. These fees are part of the annual asset-based fee charged by Able Tennessee for each investment option. The annual asset-based fee for these investment options range from 0.23% to 0.84%, depending on the investment option one selects. This means that a person who has an ABLE account will not pay more than 85 cents annually for every $100 held in an Able Tennessee account. And to learn more about these, again, visit our website at abletn.gov. If you would like to learn about saving and investing, there are some great tools on our website as well. Visit abletennessee.gov, and on our homepage, scroll down to the Kickstart Your Financial Empowerment section, where you will find links to educational content for youth and adults. These short and interactive modules are on key financial topics. One question that was asked is, can I change my investment option selection? Just know that no one also does not have to go at this alone. So like so many others who make investment decisions, they may rely on the expertise of investment professionals, but there are others who get help from trusted individuals who have a level of savvy or experience in the area. So whether you choose the investment options or whether you get assistance, you're not stuck with your initial investment option choices. You have the flexibility to change your investment option selection twice per calendar year for existing monies in the account. And, a person can change the future allocation for new monies and future contributions as often as, they like. The owner of the account, or use the parent, we required to submit a form to request both the O1 and O2 investment option changes. The form is located on our website, abletennessee.gov. So please contact our program if you have any additional questions. Next question is, how do I set up an Able Tennessee account and deposit funds into it? Although your IEA account or the IEA account that you have with the Department of Education is owned by you, the parent, the Able account can only be owned by the individual with the disability or your child. The Able Tennessee account can be established by utilizing the online portal. Next slide. Before you start, be sure to review our disclosure brochure. Okay, so when you're ready to open the account, if you are the parent or the guardian, or if you're the authorized individual of an adult, or if it's you yourself, you're going to be asked to identify yourself as among the three. So whether I'm opening the account for myself, I'm the parent or guardian of a minor child who's the eligible account owner, or I am the authorized individual of an eligible adult owner. If you are the parent of a minor child or the authorized individual or agent, then you will select one of the two options. For the second two options, documentation must be submitted to show that the person opening the account has the authority to manage an account on behalf of the person with the disability. Please note, after the account has been created online, it will be under a free status until we have received, reviewed, and approved all the required paperwork. So you'll cycle through 6 steps as indicated above to open the account. And once you complete the account opening, you'll be able to access the account online 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. But be sure not to share your username and password to protect the account information. At the time you open that Able Tennessee account, you'll need to contribute at least $25 to the O1 portion of the Able Tennessee account. And that O1 portion is the portion of the account that is controlled by the individual with a disability and or you, the parent of the minor or the authorized individual. The great thing about having an Able Tennessee account is that anyone can contribute to the O1 portion of the account. However, as a participant in the IEA program, the IEA portion of your child's Able Tennessee account, noted by the ending -02, can only be used and only receive IEA funds that you receive from the Department of Education. The annual contribution limit for monies deposited into the O1 and O2 portions of your child's Able Tennessee account cannot exceed $16,000 each calendar year. I will now turn it over to my colleague Julie Howes to provide more information about the O2 IEA portion of your child's Able Tennessee account. Julie?
Thank you, Lakeisha. So many participants contact our office and say, I've already set up my child's ABLE account. Where do I go to set up my IEA-02 account? This is a very good question and one of our most popular questions. Simply go to our website at abletn.gov. Scroll to the bottom of the website under Forms and Resources. The last item there you see will be the IEA information. Click on that link. You should have already completed step 1, so now you are at step 2. Select the red button that says Establish IEA Identification tab. Here you will complete another online form as reflected in the slide. Once you have completed this, you will receive an IEA identification number that you'll notice will be 11 digits, ending in a -02. In fact, the first 9 digits will be the same as the last 9 digits of your Able TEN account. Once we receive the form, expect 3 to 5 business days before you receive a secure email from our program with your IEA identification number on it. We will send the instructions to you on how to open a secure email prior to sending that IEA identification number. Please note that you cannot open a secure email on your mobile phone device. If that is the only device you have, please contact the program and we will provide you with your IEA number over the phone and then send you the additional program information in a non-secure email.
And if I could interject here, it's important to know that all of what Lakeisha and Julie are telling you is about setting up your Able Tennessee account. And that's only the Able Tennessee side of the process. In order to let the IEA program know that you do not want your IEA funds on your debit card and that you instead want them to come to you by check so that you can deposit them into your Able Tennessee account, you also have a separate process to complete on the IEA side. So after the Able Tennessee O2 account is established, you should go to the Forms page of the IEA website and choose the Able Tennessee Contribution Request for IEA Account Holders form. Complete this form for IEA, whether you're requesting a one-time contribution or a recurring contribution for your IEA funds. Now, remember that Julie just told us that when you establish your IEA identification with Able Tennessee, you're sent an email with that number. Please save that email because the first time you're establishing that you want to receive checks for Able Tennessee, you'll need to attach that email received from Able Tennessee with that identification number. It'll have the O2 number highlighted in green and yellow.
Thank you, Farah. The next question we're often asked is, where do I get the contribution form for our IEA funds? This is step 3. Once again, go to our website at abletn.gov. Now scroll to the bottom of the website under Forms and Resources. The last item there IEA information, click on that link. Again, scroll through the information you see because you should have completed steps 1 and 2. There, you are at step 3. You will see a link to the IEA contribution form. Complete the IEA contribution form and mail the form along with your check, either made payable to Able TN or a third-party endorsement of the state check. You'll mail it to our Boston Processing Center. So please allow time for mail delivery also. And know that IEA program contributions cannot be accepted without the IEA funds forms and are only acceptable via mail. There is a 10-day calendar hold on all new contributions, whether they're Able TN funds or IEA funds before they're available for withdrawal. So then many of you asked, why do I have to mail my deposit into the program? Why can't I make an electronic transfer in my account like I did in the '01 account? Well, since the IEA funds are restricted funds that you have received from the state of Tennessee for educational purposes, it does not allow you to have any online access to perform any requests such as deposits or withdrawals through the online portal. So you ask, how do I deposit funds into my Able TN IEA-02 account? You have two options for that deposit into the IEA account. You can perform a third-party endorsement of the check that you receive from the state of Tennessee Educational Department, or you can make a personal bank check payable to Able TN, include the beneficiary's name on the bottom memo line of the check, and also the -02 account number along with your printed IEA contribution form, and mail it to the program. So the question is asked, how do I perform a third-party endorsement if the state check is made payable to me, the parent? So IEA checks are made payable to the IEA account owner by the Department of Education, but Able TN will accept endorsed checks below $10,000 with the specific endorsement on the back of the check for deposit only. Pay to the order of Able TN. Include the IEA identification number ending in the -02 and the name of the child. And then finally, the signature as it appears on the check made payable to you, the parent, guardian, or authorized individual. And remember too, also, that all deposits are only accepted via mail. So the next question that we generally get is, how can you show me to find my activity confirmation that shows my investment transactions that I need for my quarterly expense reporting for the IEA program? This is a very common question and one that we often get after you've received your checks. So where do you go to get this statement? Well, generally, it is not a statement, but rather a financial confirmation. You will go and log on to your Able TN account, locate Profile and Documents link, and then select the Statements and Confirms and Tax Forms, and a listing will appear there. And you're looking under the type. And once again, like I said, it will probably state that it is a financial transaction. You're looking for the -02 account number. Once you find that, it is a PDF. You can either download that or take a screenshot, and you can review the right-hand side of the screen. You'll notice that the funding type is IEA, and you can scroll down and see the transaction description. It will be contribution check. And note that it will break out that deposited check in dollar amounts depending on the number of investment selections that you have chosen. So now you can submit this to the Department of Education as proof of your deposited IEA funds. The next slide contains the remaining IEA deposit and reporting cycles. This is the deadline dates for the current fiscal year. Please remember, ABLE contributions should be reported after they have been deposited into the IEA portion of the ABLE account. If the date falls after the expense reporting period, you must report the expense on the following expense report. You should provide transaction confirmation to the Department of Education IEA program as proof that the funds were deposited into the ABLE TN IEA program. Now I will turn it over to Lakeisha.
Thank you, Julie. Another question we often get is, what can I spend monies in the IEA portion of my child's Able Tennessee account on, and how do I request withdrawals? Monies from the IEA portion of your child's Able Tennessee account may only be used for educational expenses related to your child's disability. After you have completed steps 1 through 3, you are not obligated to utilize the funds immediately. In fact, you have until your child's 30th birthday to utilize the funds in the IEA portion of the account for educational expenses. It is important to consider your child's future needs, as an Able Tennessee account allows participants to save for short-term and long-term expenses. While there is a 10-day calendar hold on monies contributed to an Able Tennessee account before they may be utilized for qualified expenses, the intention of the program is to empower individuals with disabilities to save and invest for their future. It is not for Able Tennessee accounts to be utilized to circumvent rules or limitations that may be perceived in the IEA program. Plus, one thing to note that is, about using the IEA portion of the Able Tennessee account is that, that limit on educational expenses is only in effect until the child's 30th birthday. So if the funds in the IEA portion of the eligible individual's, the child's ABLE account, if they have not been expended for educational expenses by the time the child or then adult reaches age 30, then the unused IEA funds may be utilized for other disability expenses that are related to the disability of the individual. So that's the great thing about waiting to see, is that very well there may be an expansion of use after age 30. So now that we have covered what monies in the IEA portion of the account may be used for, I will turn it back over to Julie for information about how to request a withdrawal. Julie?
Finally, to step 4, requesting a withdrawal from the IEA portion of your child's ABLE account. After you've completed steps 1 through 3, you can allow your funds to grow, or you can begin using them for educational expenses. Remember, they may only be used for educational expenses up until the time they reach age 30 that Lakeisha explained previously. To make the withdrawal, simply go back to our website at abletn.gov, locate under Forms and Resources the withdrawal form. You'll complete the withdrawal form here, and you can keep your receipts for any purchases associated with this withdrawal, because you should keep that documentation in case it's ever requested by the ABLE TM program, the IEA program, or even the IRS. You can request that withdrawal be made either payable to the account as a paper check, or if you have linked your bank account, it can be electronically transferred to the bank account on file, or a paper check to a third party. please remember that all monies withdrawn each calendar year, whether they're paid to you directly or paid to a third party, are reported to the Internal Revenue Service, and your child will be provided a 1099-Q at the end of the tax year. One last common question we do have is, can I email my withdrawal form to the program instead of mailing it? Yes, you may email your form. You can download it and save it as a PDF and send it to our program email address that's listed on the front page of the withdrawal form. Only deposits always must come as mailings with the IEA deposit coupon, but your withdrawals may be emailed and we may electronically transfer them to that bank account on file, or as I previously answered, you can request a paper check if needed. Again, I will turn this over to Lakeisha.
Thank you, Julie. We appreciate FARA and the IEA program for having us as guests today to share information about Able Tennessee. Please visit our website, abletennessee.gov, for more information and to get started. If you visit abletennessee.gov, you'll access detailed information about the program, including access to our disclosure brochure, which is the document that contains important information about the program and things you should consider before opening an account. You will also be able to link to our social media sites where you can follow us. We share a lot of valuable information that is directly and indirectly related to our program via our social media channels. As always, our knowledgeable client services team is available as well to assist you. You can reach them via email at able.tn@tn.gov or call us at 855-922-5386. Again, thank you so much for joining us today.